So, good evening, and welcome along to another big music show here on NVTV. Coming up on the show this week, we'll have some great live music from James Bradley and Lucy Bell. But starting things off, the Vals are back with some great new material, and we're going to be joined now by Paul from the Vals.
It's late, it's almost 2. The lights go down on the avenue. Standing here, so still, and time flies on by. Oh my! Took a little walk, got lost somehow. In a little while, we're safe and sound. Took a little walk, got lost somehow. In a little while we're safe and sound. Through autumn's gleam, winter snow, we wandered through the afterglow. Majesty, all in around, time flies on by. Oh my! Took a little walk, got lost somehow. In a little while we're safe and sound. Took a little walk, got lost somehow. In a little while we're safe and sound. Never wanted any other, just want you. Never wanted any other, just want you. I know it's late, it's almost 2. The lights go down on the avenue. Standing here, so still, and time flies on by. Oh my! Took a little walk, got lost somehow. In a little while we're safe and sound. Took a little walk, got lost somehow. In a little while we're safe and sound.
So there we go, that's a track called Safe and Sound, and Paul from the Vals joins me now in the studio. Paul, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, Robin. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you again. It's only taken about 14 years to get back here, hasn't it?
14 years, yeah. Time flies, as the song says. But yeah.
So what's happening with the Vals at the minute? Because you're one of these bands that you're everywhere 1 minute, then you kind of disappear for a while,
yeah.
Then you come back and shock us all with something good, and then disappear again.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, so we had a period of kind of, we were really sort of busy. We kind of went to Germany. We went over and played at some large sort of TV shows over there, and we kind of still have a great following from that, off the back of that. And then from that, we kind of went off on tour with Paul Weller, which was amazing. We went all around Europe. And then we did our own tour again after that. And then we kind of kept busy, and we went on another tour with Roy Wood. And so a busy period. And then we kind of just took a bit of a break for a while, because all the guys in the band are very talented, and they have their own kind of projects, and they kind of branch off and do their own thing, which is great. And but now we're kind of get back in again. We're hungry again to kind of hit the road again and have songs on the radio again and just be active again, really. So looking forward to getting back in.
So when can we hear this? When can we hear the new material?
Very soon. So we have a song called The Letter, which will likely be a single, sounding great, and we're looking forward to hopefully getting a bit of radio playing, getting it out there again. So yeah, it's exciting times.
And you mentioned Paul Weller there. I got to
Yeah.
ask you about Paul because
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of interviewing him one time.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget going into his dressing room, and all he had sitting in the dressing room was a little bottle of red wine and a couple of packets of crisps.
Oh my.
And I said to him, Paul, that's hardly rock and roll. So
Well,
how rock and roll is Paul Weller these days?
Unfortunately, we rocked up to the Paul Weller tour the first night in Paris, expecting there to be, I don't know, drinking harp out of gold goblets. And unfortunately, well, unfortunately for us, but Paul had kind of slowed down on the old rock and roll lifestyle, and he was taking it easy with a coffee and a croissant, and we were up for it. But no, it's yeah, still a great guy. Really took us under his wing. He was very supportive. There's nothing more daunting than being on stage and playing and turning to your left and seeing your idol watching you on the side of the stage, which was amazing. I'll never forget that. But yeah, that was a fantastic time, and so happy we've done that. It's we have been very lucky, and a lot of my idols as well. I always tell the story where I had this dream where we were playing on Top of the Pops with The Move, the Zombies, and Manfred Mann, and that all happened to us. We played with each of those guys. I'd actually told those people the same thing, and they looked at me kind of strangely, but it was amazing to do that, because that's a lot of where the influences come from, is a lot of those bands from the 60s and stuff, so to kind of share the stage and see them in the flesh and share stories and share the stage with them as well has been fantastic. So recently we played, as I mentioned, with Roy Wood, and that was a lot of old theatres around England, and we had a fantastic time there.
And because of the big Christmas song, you kind of forget about the other stuff that Roy Wood's done. You forget he was in ELO, and then you forget, oh no, The Move as well. You forget those groups, don't you?
Our first night was in Newcastle. I think we were playing a show, and he had the whole horn section. Every song was a hit, and he walks off stage, and I went, God, he mustn't feel well. He's just went off stage. Then he came on stage with bagpipes. Amazing. So so we had such an experience traveling around with Roy. I probably enjoyed the shows with Roy more than anything else, to be honest. I'd love to do it again. I suppose still in contact and stuff, so I'd love to maybe go out and do that again. And
definitely,
a Christmas tour with Roy.
What about the Manfreds?
Oh yeah, it was a great show we played recently in Dublin, in Vicar Street. And again, it's a lot of what I grew up listening to: Manfred Mann, Paul Jones, Mike Diabo and stuff, and played with the guys, and lovely bunch, and really talented and stuff, and so many hits as well. Every song a hit, and it was great after the show. Actually, we finished and we came back into the dressing room in Vicar Street, and there was a knock on the door, and it was Mike Diabo, who has wrote hits, Handbags and Glad Rags, Build Me Up Buttercup, all sorts of big hits, and he came in and he told us he really liked the songs, like the melodies and stuff, and he didn't have to do that, which that'll stick with me forever, really. So that was another fantastic experience. So we were very lucky to have a lot of our heroes, and we've had the opportunity to share the stage with them and play with them, so, which has been great.
Talking about highlights and heroes, we have to mention the late great Henry McCulloch as well, which must have been a dream come true, not only to get to meet the guy, but to have him actually play on one of your records. Yeah,
I'll never forget the day we brought Henry to the studio, like a studio in East Belfast, and I remember it being a really kind of wintry day, and he made it all the way, I think from Ballymoney, he was maybe living at the time, and he came. I'll never forget the song. The song we always knew was got to be kind of popular, we hoped anyway, and Henry came along, and the first obstacle was that he really liked the song, and we could never find a harmony for this song, and right away Henry got it. We could never really find where to fit a guitar solo or whatever, and right away Henry was there. So fantastic experience, stories he could tell, such a gentleman, so sort of unassuming as well, and just such a friendly, nice guy. And again, I often tell people that when we play that song, everywhere we went, it would be Paris or Bruges or Berlin, wherever it's been, we always dedicate that song to him every night. And at the end of the show, I don't know how many people have come up to me and have had a story about Henry, or how they've seen Henry, and but I always think that we need to recognise Henry more locally. I think it should be a statue. I think it should be something there, because again, whenever the Beatles broke up, Paul McCartney called on a guy from here to be his guitarist, which is amazing. The only sort of Irishman to play at Woodstock as well. So. And such a special guy.
Band as well. You know.
He's done everything. Dark Side of the Moon.
Toured with Jimi Hendrix as well. You know.
It never ends, and stories keep popping up with what Henry's done throughout his lifetime. So such a special person, and certainly as long as we're playing, we'll always sort of recognise a lot of what he's done for music here locally.
What about gigs-wise for the Vals? Anything coming up that we should know about?
Yeah, we're sort of plotting. We have a very patient manager and good friend, Stefan, who is plotting things for the coming months and year ahead. And we've been offered to head away to Germany initially to play a few shows and maybe branch off to Austria, Switzerland as well, which is fantastic for us. So we'll all jump on the bus and head off again, which is great. It's just great sort of. I think it's great, and I always try to pass this on as well, us feeling like an older statesman of local music here now, talking about 14 years since previously, but I think it's great for Belfast bands. Sometimes it's great to have your mates coming along to shows and stuff and organising locally, but I think it's great to look outside the box because there's so many people out there who could potentially be sort of into your music and you can sort of grow from there, and that's kind of what we've done, and we've been very lucky to be able to travel to all these different countries just because we have kind of just sort of branched out and looked outside the box, because it's there for the taking, definitely, without a doubt. You're going to do one more song before you go. What are you going to do this time for us? This song is called I Was King. Is there a story behind it? It's one of these late night sort of things that came along, and again it's kind of harkened back to maybe home here, Belfast, and I don't know, there's kind of a story there, a George Best sort of story of someone going away and coming back. So yeah, it's a song that I really like, and one we've kind of been playing live and so on. It's really clicked, so it's great to play it today. All right, well, Paul, thank you for dropping in to see us, and don't leave it 14 years next time. Definitely not. Thank you. Thank you.
I've been hanging around with all the numbers, making a nuisance of myself right other, feeling I just don't belong, but I belong here. Running around in circles, wind in my hair, starting a revolution. What do I care? Find it hard to let go. Now I feel it's the earth. People would think that I was a king before I met you. Out on the street, whispering to me, pleased to meet you. I'm sure the road leads you. Onwards will guide you on. People would think that I was a king before I met you. Out on the street, whispering to me, pleased to meet you. I'm sure the road leads you. Onwards will guide you home. If I were king, if I were king, lights will guide you home. I've been hanging around with all the numbers, making a nuisance of myself right others, feeling I just don't belong, but I belong here. Mr. Johnson drives an old 68, doesn't believe in much except belief on a cigarette tin and that old battle stub. You see him stare as he drives on by, not a single care in the world. He thinks he's gotten too old for this stuff. You see that in his eyes. His wife died and children all moved away. They don't stay in touch. They probably blame them for the way they turned out, never given a chance. I think he knows that by the bottle he drinks, 'cause he never ever seems to let up. He thinks it's too late just to turn back the clock, and that's his biggest regret. But if you asked him, he would tell you. He'd say, live every day like your last. Just live it good and live it not too fast. And tell all your daughters and all of your sons just that you love them from the very young. Just take your lover by the hand, tell them you love them and be able to stand up for the life you live. Don't you regret it one bit. Don't regret it one bit. No, don't regret it one bit. Don't you regret it one bit. But if you believe that all your happiness could take away pain, stop believing that the love you have will relight again. He'd say, live every day like your last. Just live it good, but live it not too fast. And tell all your daughters and all of your sons just that you love them from the very young. And just take your lover by the hand, tell them you love them and be able to stand up for the life you live. Don't you regret it one bit. Don't you regret it one bit. Don't you regret it one bit. Don't you regret it one bit.
So that's a track called Mr. Johnson from James Bradley, who joins me now in the studio. How are you, sir?
Not too bad. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us all about the song then. What's the story behind that
Yeah,
one?
Mr. Johnson was written about 2 years ago. I was invited out to Dubai to a music festival in Elliott, which is about 3 hours outside Dubai, to a good friend who actually taught me guitar when I started out in 1993, a long time ago. So she was put in charge of the local music festival, and what that music festival did was brought people from different cultures out to Dubai to play music. And while I was out there, I had just stepped out of a high-profile, stressful job in a retail company, and I'd taken basically a different direction, so decided to pursue my love for music and teaching music and everything that came along with that. And I just sat down one day and I started to write, and I wrote the song in 10 minutes. And basically what it was is, if I still had been doing that high profile job and that stressful job, I would be the Mr. Johnson who had lost his wife and his family and would have nobody except just my cigarette tins and me drink.
All right, so music has obviously been part of your life right from an early age.
It
Do
has.
you remember the first time you discovered music and discovered a song and said, that's amazing?
My first memory of music was Paul Simon, You Can Call Me Al.
Brilliant.
I was 4 years old, sitting on my daddy's knee, and it came on the radio, and I just thought, this is amazing. And I still have that memory. It's just fantastic. Music has the ability to transport you anywhere, be it happy or sad, and any memory, and it's amazing. So that generated into, obviously, listen, music was always on in our house. Dad was a avid Thin Lizzy fan and Rory Gallagher, and our mum would have been into her the Carpenters and stuff. So it was always there. It was
And
always
were they
there.
musical? Did they play anything?
Mum used to play guitar and sing in the choir when she was younger, but Dad did have a note in his head. Hello, his grandfather was a fantastic fiddle player.
Right,
So music's
yeah.
in the family, which is lovely on both sides.
So when did you start to think about starting to write songs and starting to learn guitar then?
I suppose whenever I came to university here back in 2000, me and another friend had got together and done the singer-songwriter nights in the old Auntie Annie's and Katie Daly's, which is still there. And it was a lovely chance to get up and do covers and then start writing my own stuff. So the first song I wrote, which will be on my debut album, was I'm Through, and it was about a breakup. So but it's different. You know, it's nice to write songs. I mean, I find songwriting as a tool to express emotion and give a little bit of yourself as a songwriter to other people, and hopefully they can latch on and enjoy and listen to it and get something out of it themselves.
Now, of course, you're passing your skills on to other people, aren't you?
That's it. So I've been lucky enough. I teach 50 students. I teach 50 students guitar throughout the week, and whenever September comes around, I'm lucky enough to get into 2 or 3 schools. And of those 50 children and adults, 10 of them are on the autistic spectrum. So basically, what we class as autistic spectrum condition. And then what I do is we use music to communicate. So I have a son, Daniel, who is autistic, and he doesn't speak. He can't say hello, how are you? But he can sing any song that he hears on the radio. So what we do is we communicate with music. We'll sit down, we'll sing something simple like ABC song, or we'll start singing. His most recent song is Coldplay Fix You, and he sings it note perfect, yet he can't say, can I have a drink of water? So it's that, and that's really what brought me into the helping with children with special needs, and trying to promote music in not only just the classroom, but music to communicate, and use children use it to communicate. And my kids that I teach, actually some as young as 6 are writing their own songs. Just something simple about the weather, or something simple about kicking a football around the field, but they put music to it and they put their chords to it. It's amazing to watch. It's
it must be great to watch them develop through music.
Yes, it is. It's lovely. And all these kids have started. I didn't start playing the guitar till I was 12. I played the piano before that when I was 9, 10, 11. So I could never read music. It was always by ear. And to pass this on to the kids, I mean, it's lovely to see. So no, it's very rewarding, I must say.
Yeah. Tell us about the album. It's coming out in September.
The album will be out on the 14th of September. The album I'm recording at the minute with Paul Casey in Derry, and I have been lucky enough to have his fantastic people behind him. So Liam Bradley, who also drums for Ronan Keaton and Van Morrison, a fantastic percussionist. I have John McCullough, who is from Belfast here, and he's on the keys. Eileen Patterson, who's also from Derry, and she does backing vocals. And then Paul plays guitar, and I play guitar and sing on it. So it's been amazing. I mean, the journey this time last year, we started recording. I thought I was good enough to record. Right. And the songs that are written in Dubai and written since have made it onto the album, and I'm just about to have released me single, Since You're Not Around, on the 16th of August.
Brilliant. So where can people see you perform then? Well,
it's I play a lot of local in the mid-Ulster, a lot of local areas, so like St Mary's Bar, Marafelt, the Ponderosa at the top of the Glen Shane Pass. And I'm quite lucky to play a lot of small bars and big bars, which is nice. I do a lot of drinks receptions and wedding receptions as well. But if you hop onto my Facebook page, James Bradley Music, you can check out where the next gig's going to be.
Brilliant. You're going to do one more song before you go. What are you going to do this time?
I'm going to do Since You're Not Around.
And is there a story behind this one?
There's a story. Unfortunately, I lost my brother to suicide in 2005. So through my music, not only have I been lucky enough to promote autism awareness and special needs awareness, but mental health awareness as well. And I suppose the song came as a way of dealing. I mean, like I say, as a songwriter, you take the emotion and how you feel and you transpose that into music, and I suppose it's a coping mechanism. You give that bit of yourself away to the listener. And I wrote this basically as a perspective, as I know that you've left, but you're always around, you're always there. So we shot the video for it by a fantastic group called Sessions in the House, who did videos for me in the past, and we shot it over 3 days, and we used characters in my family to represent my brother and myself. And it tells a story of, I suppose, the loss, but as well as that, I'm going to be here for a long time. I will see eventually, but I'm going to be here for a long time because I've got my family and friends to look after.
James, what a great and lovely idea for a song. The very best of luck with the album.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
This song is for you, every line. And as I stare out of this window of mine, think too much, but now it's down on a page. Lost a piece of my heart, and it still feels strange. For you, I'll hold my head up high. And I wonder what you're doing if you're way up there, here by my side or all around in the air. I can tell you it's been crazy crazy and I still break down. Sometimes I find it hard to keep both feet on the ground since you're not around. Since you're not around, since you're not around, since you're not around, it's like you're always around. You're not around, since you're not around. I still see your face when I close my eyes. Still hear your voice, it's like you're just by my side. Time gets tough, I've just had enough. Well, I'll remember how you made me smile. And I wonder what you're doing if you're way up there, here by my side or all around in the air. I can tell you it's been crazy and I still break down. Sometimes I find it hard to keep both feet on the ground since you're not around. Since you're not around, you're not around. Since you're not around, it's like you're always around. You're not around, since you're not around. There's so much that I'd asked you since you left us that way. When we meet again, we'll have plenty to say. Now I've got a life to live in a world down here. Out from me year after year, year after year. Look out for me year after year, since you're not around, since you're not around, you're not around. It's like you're always around. You're not around, since you're not around. Since you're not around, you're not around. Since you're not around, I'll keep both feet on the ground. You're not around, since you're not around.
I saw you today. It was another lonely Friday. I saw your smile and bought you a latte, and I drank alone again. Didn't blink, didn't smile, didn't think of you for a while. My bittersweet angel. I didn't blink, I didn't smile, didn't think of you for a while. My bittersweet, my bittersweet. I twisted, I shouted, I doubted that you ever cared. I twisted, I shouted, oh, I doubted that you ever cared, that you ever cared. I thought she was my all, my everything, but it only made me fall deeper and deeper bittersweet angel. I didn't blink, I didn't smile, didn't think of you for a while. My bittersweet, my bittersweet. I twisted, I shouted, I doubted that you ever cared. I twisted, I shouted, oh I doubted that you ever cared, that you ever cared. There was no way out, you trapped me, wrapped me up and collapsed me. There was no way out, you trapped me, you wrapped me up, but now I can breathe. Now I can breathe. Oh, I didn't blink, didn't smile, didn't think of you for a while. I didn't blink, I didn't smile, didn't think of you for a while. My bittersweet, my bittersweet. I twisted, I shouted, I doubted that you ever cared. I twisted, I shouted, oh I doubted that you ever cared, that you ever cared, that you ever cared, you ever cared.
So that's a song called Bittersweet Angel from Lucy Bell, who joins me now in the studio. Lucy, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So tell us about that song. Is there a story behind it?
There is. I wrote it with my eldest brother after he came home from a night out, and he was really heartbroken about this girl, and he's like, we're going to write a song. And I was like, okay, this will be great in the morning. And we sat up and wrote this thing, and 2 weeks later, he was home. He lives up in Belfast at the time, and he came home and I played it to him and he's like, oh, that's a cover. I know that song. Yeah. I've heard it. And I was like, yeah, you wrote it 2 weeks ago. And he was like, no. So now every time I'm at gigs or anything and he's there, I always tell everyone it's about him, point him out, make sure everyone sees him.
So how long have you been doing the whole singer-songwriter thing for now?
I think I've been playing for 4 years, and then playing out and like gigs and stuff like that for about 2.5, 3 maybe.
And did you come from a musical family?
My great uncle Raymond was very musical, and he had his own studio called Cosmic Rays, and he started up a good few bands, but apart from that there was no one really that took up music in my family, and he didn't ever really teach me any guitar or anything. He did leave me a guitar, it's still in my room, but apart from that, no, it was just...
And things have been quite busy this year, haven't they? You did the Belfast Nashville Songwriters Festival, and then you ended up in Nashville, didn't you?
Did. It was mad. There was a competition running in November for Belfast Nashville Young Singer-Songwriter of the Year, and I entered and didn't think I'd get through because I was like, there's no chance, there's so many great people getting through, and then I won. And they gave me an Avalon guitar and were like, we're taking you to Nashville. And I was like, okay, that's great, lovely. So I did that in March and went over with 3 other singer-songwriters, and we all shared a house, and it was brilliant.
And was Nashville everything you expected to be or more?
Oh, so much more.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Like the first day, me and Cora Kelly, who was over with us, we went out on a walk and we were like, we're staying. We need to find some reason, some husband or something to stay here forever because it's just beautiful. But we didn't succeed.
You played the Bluebird Cafe.
Yes.
Out there, which is the venue that everybody seems to play when they go out there, isn't it?
Every time we bumped into someone and they found out we were musicians, they were like, oh, where are you playing? And we said the Bluebird, and it was just like a huge reaction from them. They were like, the Bluebird, how did you get in there and all this? But it was fantastic, it was phenomenal. It was in the round. So there were 4 musicians, and you know, everyone just told the stories about their songs and played it, and it was just dead silence the whole way through, and it was lovely to like have a listening crowd as well. So
You released some material earlier this year as well, which has gone down quite well.
I did. I released my debut EP, Valentine, in March, and it was most of the songs that I played in Nashville too. But yes, I did. Yeah.
All right. So what's the plans now for the rest of the year?
I've got some festivals in the summer. Hopefully, just to keep writing and maybe release some stuff before the end of the summer, if all goes well.
If people want to find out more information or they want to get their hands on your EP, how do they do that?
I have a website, www.lucybellmusic.com. I'm on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everything.
Great.
So it's just Lucy Bell Music.
You're going to do one more before you go. What are you going to do this time?
I'm going to do a song called Halfway.
Great. Well, Lucy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So here we go with Halfway. Here is Lucy Bell.
I'm halfway to getting over you, to getting over your sweet smile, your sickly laugh, it's true. And I'm halfway to not feeling a single ache when I hear your voice or call your name. But would you like to maybe try to fall in love again? Or would you like to think it'd be nice to have something we could share until the end? 'Cause I'm halfway to getting over you, to getting over your sweet smile, your sickly laugh, it's true. And I'm halfway to not feeling a single ache when I hear your voice or call your name. But would you like to maybe try to fall